All right, let's dive in. Think of me as your guide today as we walk through a process that can take all that workplace chaos and turn it into calm, focused efficiency. We're not just talking about tidying up a desk, we're talking about a whole new way to approach your workday.
So let's start with this question right here. What if you could get 20 minutes back every single day? I mean, think about that feeling. You're hunting for a tool, a file, something you know is right there, somewhere. That lost time, it's more than just a little annoying, isn't it?
Exactly. It's about the friction it creates in your day. Every single minute you spend searching, you can just feel your stress level ticking up. So this isn't just about being more efficient. It's about reclaiming your energy and your focus from that daily grind of just looking for stuff.
And that brings us to the real cost of all this chaos. It's like a hidden tax on our productivity, our morale, even our safety. It's an environment where tiny little problems can snowball into big ones really fast. See, here's the thing. That 20-minute search isn't the problem itself, it's just a symptom. The real issue is the system, or, the lack of one, that lets waste and inefficiency become the default. So, how do we fix it?
Well, our first tool for taking back control is a really powerful framework called 5S. It's a systematic way to create an organized, efficient, and clean workspace where problems, frankly, have nowhere to hide.
This whole idea actually came from Japan's legendary Toyota production system. And 5S isn't just about cleaning. It's a 5-step philosophy for getting rid of waste and setting a whole new standard for how work gets done, whether you're on a factory floor or sitting in an office.
So the 5 pillars, they build on each other in a really logical way. First, you sort through everything and only keep what you actually need. Then, you set in order what's left. Next, you shine the area, which is also a great way to inspect things. Then, you standardize the best way to do things, and finally, you work to sustain that new system.
Okay, so how does this actually play out in the real world? Theory is one thing, but results are what really matter. Let's take a look at how those first 2 S's, sort and set in order, can make a huge difference right away. In both of these examples, the logic is super simple. A place for everything and everything in its place. Sorting gets rid of all the junk, and setting in order makes the whole workflow intuitive. For the mechanic, a missing tool is now instantly obvious. And for the nurses, critical supplies are always easy to grab, and they stop wasting money on expired materials.
And the result for that manufacturing team? They took that 20 minutes of searching every day and just crushed it, down to under 2 minutes. That's a massive win for productivity, sure, but think about the reduction in daily frustration. That's huge.
Now, creating this new organized standard is a fantastic first step. But the big question is always, how do we make it stick? And even better, how do we keep improving? This is where our second concept, Kaizen, comes into play.
Kaizen basically means change for the better. It's not about some dramatic, disruptive overhaul. It's a philosophy of making progress through these small, gentle, and really consistent steps. It's all about getting just a little bit better every single day.
And what's so cool about this slide is the contrast. Radical change often feels like you're trying to climb a sheer cliff face. It's exhausting and pretty intimidating. Kaizen, though, is more like a gentle path that just winds its way up the mountain. It's a pleasant, sustainable journey that helps you avoid the burnout that kills so many big projects. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. This is the magic of Kaizen. Those tiny 1% improvements might feel like nothing in the moment, but they compound over time, and they lead to absolutely staggering results. It's a powerful, almost sneaky way to achieve your goals.
So here's the crucial part. This is how these 2 powerful ideas lock together. They aren't 2 separate things. They are partners, working together to create a culture of excellence.
Think of it like this. 5S gets your workspace to a new, highly effective standard. It creates your baseline. But Kaizen is the engine that makes sure you never slide back. In fact, it's constantly pushing that standard just a little bit higher through small, ongoing improvements. This is where that 5th S, sustain, becomes so incredibly important. It's totally powered by that Kaizen mindset. It's about building the discipline to make these new practices an automatic habit, baking them into the team's culture until it's just the way you do things.
And you can see here a simple but really powerful tool to make sustain happen. A regular audit checklist like this keeps everyone on the same page. It's not about finding fault or blaming people. It's about working together to make sure the standards are being kept, and always looking for small ways to make things even better.
So what's the ultimate payoff here? Yeah, the gains in efficiency are awesome, but the true benefits, well, they run much, much deeper than that. It's so true. When your physical space is calm and orderly, your mind tends to follow.
When you get rid of that external chaos, it's like a shield against daily stress and anxiety. You're not fighting your environment anymore. It's actually helping you.
And all of that leads to these really profound human benefits. Morale goes up because people take genuine pride in their work. Safety improves because you've gotten rid of the hazards. And that feeling of control, of making things better together, it has a real biological effect on us, releasing hormones that just make us feel better.
So, as we close this out, I'll leave you with this one question. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You don't have to overhaul your entire world overnight. Just look around your own workspace. What is one small, gentle improvement you can make right now? Because that is where the transformation begins.